Welcome, gorgeous beings of light. This is Elmara. Welcome to the 100 Miracles in 100 Days project. And this is miracle number 9. Take a big belly breath in. And just in case you're landing here for the first time, today we're also incorporating the effortless manifesting and awareness activation quickies. Today's an exciting day because someone on day 9 has already manifested some huge miracle, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Let's just take some big breaths in. Breathe out through the mouth. And bring your awareness into this moment. And we're going to try to just connect into our awareness without tossing our body, our identity, our feelings and thoughts, etc. out the window. So just breathe. And if you're new here today, this is the first time you've landed here, I strongly recommend you go back and listen to the very first activation with the same picture on it. It's about, I don't know, maybe 10 days ago, 11 days ago. Or if not, just listen to the first miracle in the 100 Miracles in 100 Days series, because we go into it in more detail there. But we're at day 9 now. You should easily be able to just choose, if you've been doing this every day, to just step into your awareness. By just taking a huge breath. Now, if you've got lots of poop to deal with, you may not be here yet. Or if this is the first day, you may not be here. But just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth while you're bringing your awareness in. And as soon as you can sense, or that stillness, sense your divine I Am presence waking up within you. Just go back to breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Long, slow, deep breaths in. You should be able to do that without even connecting to the earth and the sun in your own heart. But if you feel you need to do that, you can. And if you want to know how to do that, just go back to one of the previous videos at the start. We spend a lot of time on the first few days going into great detail. Just feel that. Feel your magnificence awakening within you. Because this is what is waiting for you if you do. One of my lovely clients, friends, has been having limited funds, so therefore has been listening to all of my free activations here on this YouTube channel or through my blog on my website www.elmaraseraphin.com. She's had a few stop-starts, but she's only been doing it since October. So she was going gung-ho, connecting to the earth and the sun in her own heart, was feeling fabulous, and then let her ego talk her out of doing it, which is what will happen to you too. They'll make up stories. So it was like, you can't do this unless you're standing in the sun. It must have been raining or something when you got your feet in the dirt, which is not true. You can do it anywhere because the sun is out somewhere in the world, if it's snowing or raining or whatever, or stinking hot as it is here in Australia sometimes. You can just imagine you're standing barefoot on Mother Earth and receive all those benefits. So she's had a few stop-starts. At least it was predominant enough to notice that when she stopped, her life turned back to poop. Well, this poop started to happen. Nothing much was happening. So I think about November, sometime mid-November, she started again. And then she found my 28 Days to Bliss activations that are on my blog. And she began doing those. And she's been topping up with these 100 miracles in 100 days. And I woke up this morning, she's in USA, so her day is my night. I woke up this morning to this extraordinary message from her. Or was it yesterday? Can't remember. Anyway, I'm so excited. That's what happens when you live in the present moment. You can't remember what day or whatever it is. Telling me that she has manifested being paid $36,000 a year, that's $3,000 a month, for the rest of her life. Yep, that's it, 36,000 US dollars a year, $3,000 a month for the rest of her life. Gone are all her poverty issues that she's been struggling with. Gone. And the thing about these miracles when they come like this, they're just never how we expected them to be. Like if I had said to her, oh, this is going to happen, darling, and this is, I can tell her that I've seen thousands of people have all sorts of amazing miracles show up. That was not even the way they thought it would be, and we've covered a number of them already in this series. But of all of them, I would never have picked the way it's come up for her. It wouldn't have even entered my consciousness. And so that's why when we say no desire is ever felt unless the substance or the source is already on its way to you. Now, in one of the miracles so far, I can't remember when, actually I think it's in that very first program, in the very first one that wasn't before the 100 miracles in 100 days, the 37-minute recording, the first one with the gold love heart on it, where I speak about one of my clients in about 2013, 2012, 2013, where she manifested $93,000. She wanted to do one of my 12-week spiritual intensive that was back then $5,995. And she'd done a free program of mine. She knew she was meant to do it. But the rest of the story goes, because it's important for you to realize that the money was already on its way to her. So she does the free program. She knows she has to work with me. But her and her hubby have just paid 20 grand in taxes. And she doesn't want to take $6,000 out of the money that's left. And she doesn't want to lie to her husband. And I say to her, don't lie to your husband. You command to God to bring you this money so you can do this training program. So a couple of days passes, nothing showed up so far. So she decides she definitely has to do this training program. And her way that came to her was to fill out a PayPal application for a loan for 6 months. She's filling it out and they're telling her to stop, but she just keeps filling it out. But when she goes to hit the send button, they scream at her to stop. So she stops. This is at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. At 9 p.m. that night, she gets a call from her sister saying, I have a check for $93,000 for you. And this lady's like, what? What? Her dad had left her and her 2 sisters 2 units 15 years earlier, and they hadn't been able to sell them in the 15 years, so that's why she had no clue where the money was coming from. And one of them had just sold. So all of that, so the exciting part about all of that is that it was already happening in the background before she makes the commitment to do it. She had the desire. No desire is ever felt without the source or the substance already being given, already being present. So when you go, I've got no money, and you put your limited thoughts and thinking into it, you're just blocking the supply. And that I realized, you know, when this lady told me about her $36,000 a year gift that she's been given from Source, that was already in the making. Like, yes, it showed up now, but it's been in the making since she began to just raise her frequency into being fully connected to the infinite, eternal, rich, abundant, gorgeous, gorgeous, sexy, radiant, powerful beyond measure being of light. She already is. And as she comes into alignment, how can I manifest more money? Whatever the question was, I don't know what her question was. How can I live a more beautiful life? This gift gets given to her yesterday. So I can't tell you how thrilled I am for her. And I can't tell you how thrilled I am for all of you to choose you. Just choose you and keep listening. And if your poop comes up while you're listening to me, that is not me projecting poop at you as some small-minded people think. That is my beautiful, powerful light, because I'm connected to Source. Activating your Source underneath your poop, and your soul pushing that poop to the surface. So just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe into and a welcome when if you feel stuff coming up. Some people don't even get that. Some people just feel better. So just do it again the next day. Some people don't even get to see the poop. But I swear to you, if you just breathe and welcome it, it will come up and pass in less than 5 minutes. You don't have to go digging around and playing in it. You don't have to go dissecting and trisecting it. Where did this come from? Is this my mother? Is this my father? Is this my ancestral line? That's all rubbish. These are all things that you have been taught to do to keep you away from your magnificence. You don't have to go playing in that stuff. You just have to breathe into your light. And that light within you, your awareness, is so powerful. It will dissolve all that stuff you think is the matter with you anyway. The problem I see happen time and time again when I do free stuff is that people treat it like free stuff. And I can't tell you how many people said, I'm going to do this for 10 days. I'm going to do it for 12 days. I'm going to do it for 30 days. And 5 days later, it drops off. And you can actually even see that. I'm hoping that'll change now that I've got a YouTube account. But you can see that when we do these things, that a few people show up. I mean, just the numbers get less and less. I'm hoping. I'm visualizing them going up and up because I now have a proper YouTube premium account, but who cares if it doesn't, just so long as those people who need a miracle listen to this and find one. So, and I want you to stay open. Just ask for help. God, how can I manifest $10,000 before Christmas? Source, how can I manifest $100,000 in 2023? Just ask and let it go and stay connected to your light. And your ego will be the first thing that tries to, as my friend did, she was going great guns for 10 days. Then she get her ego over a stupid little thing, talk her out of it, and then, but at least she was able to see when she wasn't connected to a light that she felt like poop. And that her life turned to poop again, and shit was happening, and things were going wrong in her house, and etc., etc. So, just breathe. Give yourself 20 to 40 minutes every day to connect to your source light, and then go about your day. Just go about your day. You'll find your health will improve, your finances will improve, your relationships will improve. I don't know how many people tell me, oh, You know, I've got a different mother, even though she's still the same woman in the same body, or whatever, because you're not holding on to the stuff. It frees up space for you to be able to communicate with the God source part of your parents or the people that you've had issues with. Besides, you chose them. You chose those people in order to understand, especially if you're a powerful spiritual person, to understand what everyday people are going through. Because if you came here as a light worker or a light being to uplift humanity into this new fifth dimensional frequency, you would have just left again immediately if they didn't put the veil in so you've forgotten who you were. But it was so that you could understand what the 3D frequency beings go through. And you would rise up out of it, and then you would show them how to do that. That's all that's happening here. And while I understand, actually this is really important too, while I understand that there's lots of stuff going on, the governments are corrupt, talk about the war going on forever overseas, all of those things are happening. But do you know there is so many light workers that are giving their power away to that? Now, I remember being up in arms when someone told me that. But if you're a high spiritual being and you are putting your energy into those low 3D things, the 3D world is done. And it will be completely dissolved when more of you stop putting your energy into that and just get back up into the fifth dimension and breathe into your source light. Because what you don't recognize, and people don't realize this, and this is what they get mad about, is when you put your energy into the 3D stuff, the darkness still has you. You're still basically working for the dark. Why? Because your energy is tied up in justifying all the stuff they're doing anyway, but it's tied up in that. And you are, you know, instead of you being in the light and creating more light and helping to dissolve the darkness, you're busy fighting the darkness in 3D, and that world is done, and you're never going to win that war if you're doing it in 3D. You're only going to win it by doing exactly what we teach you to do here, stepping fully into your light and letting your light firstly dissolve your darkness, and then the more you work in the light and the stronger you work with your divine I Am presence, the more you are able to just dissolve darkness that comes in your way. Righty, just breathe. Just breathe. I want you to know that you are the most infinitely powerful, divine source being of light. You always have been. And if any of you had babies, you will know that. You will know that, because that's why we all love newborn babies and we can't take our hands off them, because they're just pure source light before they've been manipulated and into, you know, other people's thoughts and feelings and schooling and numbing them down through rote learning, etc., etc. So just breathe. I hope this great miracle inspires you to want to get on and do this daily and create a big miracle for yourself. But it only happened after she absolutely committed to doing this every day, no matter what. And sometimes you have to do that at the start of the day. I know that's for me. Otherwise, my whole day gets hijacked. Ready? Love, love, love. My deepest love and richest blessings to you all.